Presents the 2018 USA Girls 14B Fastpitch Western National Championship. We're coming to you from Wallace Marine Park in Salem, Oregon. Today's game features the Scotts Valley Trouble and the Torrance Gold Exiles. I'm here today with longtime South Salem softball coach Steve Norris. We'll be back right after this message. Well, Steve, it is, in the words of Mr. Rogers, a beautiful day in our Salem, Oregon neighborhood.
Absolutely. We got great weather. I'm sure the Southern California teams appreciate not being in the high 90s or double or triple digits.
And I'm sure that they appreciate not being rained upon. This game between Scotts Valley and Torrance, the Trouble are coming off a 7-2 win over Montclair, and Torrance just lost a tough game versus Santa Monica, and it was an 8-run rule game. The game ended in the 5th inning. So one team coming off a pretty decisive win, one coming off a really tough loss. Our home team today is Torrance. Scotts Valley is going to lead it off.
The challenge for all the teams in this tournament is you come in on Monday, you travel quite a distance, and then you got to play good softball over an extended period of time.
So leading off for Scotts Valley Trouble is Kalea Bright. She's a center fielder. And pitching for Torrance, Emma Trainey. First pitch in for a strike. ASA umpires oftentimes are very delayed in their strike call, and so I had to kind of wait for that one.
It's always nice to start off with a strike.
Start off with a strike. We got a count of 1 ball, 1 strike now. A lot of times in USA, the first batter is a bunt threat. That's a foul ball. Goes off the end of the bat. Oftentimes a bunt threat, but there's been no sign of that from Bright.
This is a game within the game, and it's really critical to try to keep the initial runner off first base.
Ball hit down the left field through the third baseman. Misplayed at third. I believe that has to be probably an E5.
I would concur.
Again, the ball was not hit real well. Looked like it was hit off the end of the bat. Batter now is Kylie Alvarez, second baseman.
Now let's see if they're going to bunt her over or they're going to steal her.
How important is it to get an early lead? I think we got our answer. Ball's bunted foul. It's always nice to get that first run in the books. Takes a little pressure off everybody.
Allows you to breathe.
Ball's up. No sign of a bunt on that pitch.
She is up in the box, though.
Hitting away. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count. It's a line drive, base hit. Play at second base. Bright beat the throw.
Good job of taking the ball where it was pitched. Got 2 on, nobody out.
Ashley Lewis comes to play with runners on first and second. So, Coach Norris, if you are willing to bunt with a runner on first base and no outs, are you willing to bunt with runners on first and second and no outs, given that this is your number 3 hitter?
Yeah, and often coaches don't want to take the bat out of their 3 hitters' hands. So we'll see.
That was always a tough deal. You're right, because generally this is the best hitter on your lineup. I have no idea unless there was some kind of interference, but don't know. All right, we got runners on first and second. Ashley Lewis is the hitter. Boy, well played by the shortstop. That ball was hit hard. He gets the force at second base. That brings runners to first and third. She managed to backpedal a little bit on that so she could get a hop that she could handle. That brings up Scarlett Finn, first baseman, number 4 hitter.
And we got a steal. Puts 2 in scoring position, and first base open, takes the force off.
Second and third. I understand why you don't want to throw to second base, but boy, takes away that force.
You hate to give up scoring position as well, uncontested.
Good change right there.
Nice pitch.
Second, third, at a 1-1 count. Foul ball down third baseline.
Tough one.
Nice play by the runner at third, who would make sure she was in foul territory, so if she was going to hit by that ball, it would not be an out. The count is definitely in the favor of Emma Traney right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh.
Big pitch. Right on the outside corner.
Got a number on that one.
So now we have 2 outs with runners on second and third. And Traney is 1 batter away from getting out of what could have been a pretty sticky situation. Maddie Ginn's now the batter.
Works
Strike
ahead
1.
in the count for a strike.
This is a big out. This is a big batter right here for Traney. Foul ball straight back. Her off-speed stuff seems to be giving them a lot of problems.
I agree.
They're way ahead of them.
She's able to move location as well. She's spotting her pitches pretty nicely.
Ball out of play. Like what you did right there. You know, I mean, I don't like the idea that she swung at a ball that was, that high. But by gosh, I'm not going to stand up here and put it in umpire's hands.
I didn't come all the way to Salem, Oregon to watch pitches.
Exactly.
And not surprisingly, she works up top again.
That was a great job by the pitcher. Traney got her to pitch it, swing at a pitch that was high, and so, okay, we'll climb that ladder a little bit more. Well, I tell you what, ground ball to third. Throws a little bit up the line. First baseman comes off, makes the play. Good play by Cassidy Stubbs. And the Exiles get out of the first inning. The score at the end of the top 1, no score in the game. Comes off the bag right there. Stubbs comes off the bag. Good play. Too many times kids will try to hang on to that bag, come off that thing, and make sure that ball doesn't get by you.
And secures the ball nicely with both hands, gets the tag. So,
Steve, I know you have been part of Billy Powers' crew, which has gotten these fields in just such, great condition. This Wallace Marine Park, it has really over the years just become better and better and better. But I know that you have been part of that crew, and Billy deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely. I almost exclusively work on off-site fields, but he does a really good job of making sure that the fields are taken care of, and he understands what the players need, and he does a really good job of giving teams a quality experience when they come.
I think that's probably what you hear from teams more often than not when they come up here is the organization's good, the fields are taken care of, players are taken care of. Sometimes we can't control the weather, but in fact, let me just rephrase that. We never can control the weather, but the people enjoy coming up here to the tournaments. So Torrance is coming up here in the bottom of the first inning. They needed that. The ending of their previous game, there was an 8-run rule was invoked. They lost 9-1. Wasn't a great way to lose, if there is a great way to lose, and so they needed to come out and put 0 on the board, and they did it. So that's good news for them.
Always nice to get a little bit of confidence back.
Aaliyah Easley's coming up. Aaliyah bunted the first time up in the last game, and the ball hit her after she was out of the box, and she was ruled out.
Runs really well.
Ball 1. Judging by the first base, the depth of the first baseman and the first base person and the third base person, I would guess that she probably does run really well. We never get a chance the last game to really see her in full speed motion. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Steve, do you have her take this pitch here and just try to get on base, or you let her loose?
You know, I think early on I might take the pitch here. Let's put some pressure on them.
I think I agree. And I think that's a good call because at this point the pitcher hasn't proven, and that's Mia Sosa, hasn't proven that she can throw a strike.
Absolutely. There we go.
And yet has.
And as we talked about earlier, we don't like to have the leadoff hitter of any inning get on base with a free pass, especially the leadoff hitter.
All right, Coach Norris, we're asking right now, what are you going to do? We've got Sarah Silvestri up. Do you bunt your leadoff hitter over?
Based on what I saw last time, I would anticipate a bunt here. And of course, I was wrong. We got a fake bunt steal.
Easily stole that base easily. Wasn't that bad? It wasn't a bad throw by the catcher, but she just flat out ran it.
Got a good jump and can run for sure.
All right, so now I'm assuming that we are not in bunt mode. Although moving somebody to third and getting on that board could be kind of, or just getting base hit.
There we go.
Base hit to left field.
And she will.
Here comes
she
Easley.
Will, nope, she holds up.
She holds its third. Now the ball gets by the catcher. The Silvestri ends up taking second on the throw. So now we've got second, third, in a very good situation for the Torrance Gold as Chrissy Pepe comes up to the plate. Number 3 hitter. We saw at Chrissy last game that she is an aggressive hitter. She's up there to swing.
Absolutely.
Pop fly to the first baseman. That's a big out. And as I said, she's not up there to stand and take pitches.
Nope.
That brings up Willow Reyes.
You like your kids to be aggressive, but you also, when you got people in scoring position and you're the 3 hitter, be a little selective.
Willow Reyes is the hitter. She's the left fielder. That's a good point, Steve. To make sure if you're going to swing at that first pitch, make sure it's the one you want. So we've got second and third. Big situation. Souza pours across the strike. This would be really big if Torrance could get a run on or run early, given how things ended last game.
Sharply hit ball might score 2 here.
Got 1 out.
And a pretty impressive balancing act over there with the shoe tying demonstration.
Easley's at third base, and their coach is helping her tie her shoe. He's a bunt. This looks like a safety squeeze.
And she's under the tag. Torrance is on the board.
So safety squeeze brings home the first run, taking advantage of Easley's speed. Reyes does the job, gets the run home. Also, Silvestri moves to third. That brings up Allie Lawrence, third baseman.
Torrance has got to feel good about that.
Yeah, it give you a little pick-me-up in the dugout. Now, I'm guessing right here, what do you think, Steve? Run or go?
That's been there.
Oh, got a play on.
Oh.
So what we got right there was the runner at first base jogging down to second base, trying to draw a throw. The catcher came up, fired to third, and threw the ball away and ended up with scoring a run for Torrance. That brought home Silvestri. Pepe going, Reyes going all the way to third.
That ball will drop, foul.
But it's a good looking swing.
Torrance has got to feel good about it. They just got 2 runs in this inning, and they could barely scratch out 1 last game. So.
Yep. Lawrence looking to drive in that run from third base. Good swing.
Just missed.
Boy, I bet you Souza wished she could go back that easily, that #1 hitter, and she walked her. Because she seems now to have been settled down and she's throwing strikes.
Finding her rhythm.
Lawrence strikes out.
Souza finds a much needed strikeout, help her team.
For the second out. So now we got 2 outs. Reyes still at third base. And that brings up Training. Pitcher, she can help herself right here. Souza pours it in for strike 1. Foul ball.
Check swing.
Souza way ahead in the pitch. You got a pitcher's count right now, 0-2. This pitch here should not be in the zone. What she'd like right now is for Trainee to have to reach for it and hit her pitch.
Well, a good movement though.
Just missed inside. And I'll tell you, I like to, outside, and then bust her inside.
Good sequence.
One ball and 2 strikes. Still Souza's count. Pop fly into the crowd. Another time a dad had a chance to make a play. And now we'll turn to his daughter and yell at her to catch the ball. Trainee fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See if she works her outside this time.
Bouncer up the middle. Shortstop cuts it off.
And well played. Deep over the bag for the 3rd out.
So at the end of 2 innings, Torrance takes a 2-0 lead. 1 runner left on base. Going into the top of the 2nd inning. Torrance 2 and Scotts Valley 0. Well, Steve, what'd you see in that inning?
Well, I saw Souza settle down quite a bit, started throwing with more confidence. I saw as you might expect, the defense then playing more solid, more clean behind her. So they look like a different team.
They really did look like a different team, and that's you got to feel like it's a big boost and a big confidence builder to be ahead and it's good to be up 1-0. It's better to be up 2-0.
Absolutely.
So now Training can go out and kind of be aggressive and see if she can put some pressure on Scotts Valley and force them to hit the ball.
You know, and it seems almost self-evident, but it's a lot harder to scratch back 2 runs down than 1 run down. It's quite a bit harder to play for 2 runs. It's hard to cobble those bunts and steals and things together.
As long as Torrance plays solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they last game they gave Santa Monica too many chances, second chances.
Mm-hmm.
Error here, error there, walk here, walk there. I mean, if they can play solid, then they may be in good shape and they may get the result they'd like. Kayla Brown's going to lead off. He's left fielder for Scotts Valley. Kayla's looking down at the wristband that has all the information on it.
Takes a good hack, fouls the ball down the left field line.
So apparently what she was looking at on her wristband was the coach told her hit it.
Swat.
If it was hit well, she's aggressive. Straight back.
It's been my experience, Brian, that deep in the summer in these tournaments, pitchers are starting to wear down a little bit, and hitters have seen a lot of balls over the summer, and it becomes more of a hitter's game than a pitcher's duel.
And I think that's especially true when you've been here all week.
Mm-hmm.
And you've thrown a lot of pitches at this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trainy's still in control here. That's foul ball. One of Kayla's routines between pitches is to pound the bat onto the plate. Kind of scares me a little bit.
Maybe she's looking to get a new bat for Christmas.
Exactly. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good hack.
Routine fly ball to the left fielder. 1 down. That brings up Bree Miller, catcher. Good start for Torrance. Get that first out in the books. Tough play. Tough play. Oh, nicely, nice. Yeah, don't throw that. There you go. That
got a 1 hopper in the 5-6 hole.
Yeah.
Shortstop fields it going away. Really no play to be made.
Nice job cutting it off, and she used good judgment not to throw the ball. So that puts Miller at first base. Now we've got a courtesy runner for Miller. Sophia Mendoza coming in. She'll courtesy run for Miller. Miller being the catcher. Pitchers and catchers in USA softball can be courtesy ran for. It's a speed up rule. The hope being that pitchers and catchers can go in between innings and be ready to go at the end of the inning, speed the game up a little bit.
I don't know if they've ever done a statistical analysis, but it always seems like your catcher's your third out. You're waiting for her to get her gear on.
Yeah. Maddie Terra is the DP, and that's the batter right now, number 7. Trainee pours in a strike.
Works ahead on the outside corner.
Took a hack at one that was probably out of the zone.
Bree Miller's a free swinger, that's for sure. Whoop.
So Tara's down, no balls, 2 strikes. Foul ball. Way ahead.
Madison Tara stays alive. Fouls that ball off.
That was a good 0-2 pitch right there. Down and away, a little off speed, and she ends up really reaching for the ball. Ball's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trini still very much in control. Tara looking to hang in there.
Able to reach out and hit an outside pitch. One high hopper to the pitcher, advances the runner to second.
Trini got that ball. It was a pretty good play by
It
the
was.
pitcher, and she turned to second base because she knew she had the force, but no one was there, and so didn't panic, turned and made the play to first base. That brings up our right fielder for Scotts Valley, Emily Dumont. Runner on second base now. Base hit score, probably scores the runner. Boy, Trini is a whole different pitcher right now than she was the first game.
I agree, Brian. She's got good command of her control. And she's being very assertive, challenging the hitters.
Ball's down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs here in the top of the second. That changeup must be pretty good because I mean, they're fooled time after time.
It's a good combination when you can change your speeds and change your locations effectively.
That's the 3rd out on the strikeout. Emily Dumont goes down swinging. It's the end of 1.5. Torrance still up 2-0. Boy, I tell you, Steve, that's a big change for Torrance. I mean, it's an entirely different team out here right now.
Yes, in their last game, their opponent scored in every inning in the first 3 or 4 innings. I mean, there was 2 innings here, 3 innings there. So she's definitely setting the tone, coming back with a vengeance.
How tough is it, Steve, in your experience? You know, Torrance lost the last game, having to come right back. I mean, it's not even as if they got a game to get a break. They had to come right back and play again.
You know, and sometimes too, not to be contrarian, but you don't have time to get moody and think about it. Hey, you guys got to go get a snack and get back in this thing. So,
yeah. Coaches apparently have done a good job. I mean, I said during the last game that one of the things you do after a game like that, you go over and just tell people to forget it. Let's go get a hot dog and be done with it. We don't. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The challenge is don't let that game beat you twice.
Yep. So Cassidy Stubbs is going to lead off for Torrance here in the bottom of the second.
Batting first for Torrance, first baseman number 10, Cassidy Stubbs.
Cassidy's first baseman. Does a nice job over first base for Torrance. The sun has now burst through the clouds. With a little bit of overcast here. Ball 1. Ball's down.
Cassidy shows good discipline, lays off that.
So that's First pitch was down, second pitch was up. Third pitch.
We'll see, won't we?
You know where I was going on
yes,
that.
I do.
As I said.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike. That was a good take, though. That's what you're supposed to do. Cassidy not up there hacking at a pitch. What Torrance needs is runners on base and building that lead and continuing to add on. But I'll tell you, Susan coming right back.
Yeah. She's definitely got a persona out there. She's no nonsense.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that ball's up. That takes it to full. Tried to bust her inside and missed inside, so that puts Stubbs at first base. Torrance with that leadoff runner again. Last inning it was easily. This inning it's Stubbs. So again, Coach Norris, are we bunting here?
I believe so. The feel I have in them is that in this situation, they're going to put the ball in play.
Hitter is Jada Magana. I didn't see any sign of a bunt there.
Well, perhaps their coach didn't hear me.
Sometimes though you have them take until that ball was definitely up, and
she'd like to have that swing back, I imagine.
Yeah.
Hey staff, if we could get field 5 done,
1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, there's a
base
ball
hit through the left side.
Sharply
ball gets
hit.
by the left
gets
fielder.
Through the 5-6 hole and
That's
the
gonna,
left
Stubbs
fielder.
is going to score on this.
And she'll score standing up.
She will score standing up. That.
Well, clearly bunting her was a bad idea, Brian.
Yeah, the ball sharply hit, base hit. And the ball goes through the Kayla Brown's legs in left field, which allowed the run to score.
And puts another runner in scoring position. It's also got to be hard on the pitcher when you get to full count and then that happens.
Agreed. It's Emily Robledo laying down a beautiful bunt, moves the runner over. I assume that's what they wanted to do.
Great sacrifice bunt.
That gives you 1 out here and a runner at third base. 1 run in already. Score's gone to 3-0 for Torrance. Be interesting to see if we might get that that safety squeeze again. Easily can run. Swinging away. That was a good looking swing,
That
too.
was a good cut.
Fouls that one back. Now I got to tell you, she's fast, and she takes a swing like that. If I'm playing first and third, that gives me a little pause.
I might be up a little farther than normal here.
The ball's called foul. I don't know what happened on that. Did that hit her?
I think it may have bounced off the plate, perhaps.
But the plate's fair.
Yeah,
so
that's I don't know. It had a weird sound, but maybe hit her foot.
Okay.
I did hear a different sound.
No, yeah, I mean, it did sound odd, but no balls, 2 strikes. Souza puts it in there and easily battles and fouls it off.
Lives to fight another day.
This could be a big run right here for Torrance. 4-0. 4-0 would be
big boost.
Yeah, good place to be. Oh, that's a big strikeout, Souza. That's a big strikeout. That gets us to 2 outs, and Pretty good hitter up. Silvestri's a pretty good hitter. But you'd sure like that ball to be put in play. Sarah Silvestri's a hitter, shortstop.
Singled her first at bat. Check swing foul ball down the right side.
I think what right now what you'd like at it, you'd hate to see a check swing early in the count because it means you're not looking for a particular pitch.
Yep, I agree, Brad.
This is going to be tough. Shortstop. Silvestri beats it, run scores. Good play by the shortstop, but Silvestri runs well.
That's a great lesson for young players. If she jogs that out and gets out, that run doesn't score. That's great hustle.
That was a good job. That brings up Chrissy Pepe. Chrissy Pepe. Chrissy's an aggressive hitter. Likes to swing the bat. Takes that pitch.
Perhaps she's adjusting her approach.
I actually thought maybe she was taking that so she could allow Silvestri to steal second base. And if that was the case, and Silvestri did not steal second base, then that may be the last pitch that Chrissy Pepe ever takes. Boy, she has totally changed her approach because.
And I don't think it's the approach that, judging by the third base coach's demeanor, he wasn't expecting that.
So that makes no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. I think, yeah, you're right. I think the coach is looking at her going, what's going on? That ball's down. Silvestri steals second base.
Gets under the throw.
Good throw by the catcher, just Silvestri beat it. We've got 1 ball, 2 strikes to your number 3 hitter. Got a chance to put another run on the board here. Boy, I tell you, the Scotts Valley, they got to be shaking their head. Just. Like you said, coming off a big win and knowing that Torrance was coming off a big loss, I don't know that they expected this out. This where we are right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good cut. Just missed that one.
I just say that was a hack right there. She was trying to do damage.
Yep. You know, it's often said it's a game of adjustments. Each at bat, each pitch.
Ooh, wow.
She'd like to have that one back.
That one kind of came in on the hands a little bit. Looked like maybe a little bit of a curveball, but Sosa strikes her out looking. That ends the second inning. We are heading into the top of the third, and the score is Torrance 4, Scotts Valley nothing.
Yeah. The only thing I can think is that maybe she thought that ball was up.
Man, the thing is, early in the game, that last game, up didn't matter a whole bunch. I mean, she was, like I said, she was up there just getting her swings in.
And historically, there's been a lot of balls that were up that got hit hard and far.
Yeah. So we head in to the top of the third. Scotts Valley's got to try to get something on the board. Be nice if you can get anything, get a run here, run there. Try to get their dugout a little excited.
They need something to go right for them so they can get some positive mojo happening. And nothing would do that any better than getting the leadoff hitter of the inning on base. And now you can do something.
Boy, all credit though to Trainee, who's come out and done just a wonderful job so far for Torrance. So we are back to the top of the order for Scotts Valley. Kalea Bright is going to lead off. She got on.
She she got it on an air on a sharply hit ball to the 5-6 hole.
First pitch, check swing, can't hold it, strike one.
Oh,
Bunt.
well done. Well done. Bunt
Well
single.
done. Very good.
Great bat control.
As you watch this, you'll see that she's running way inside the first base line, but that's not interference unless a throw hits her when she's not in that running lane. Nice job.
There's that leadoff runner we were hoping for.
Kyla Alvarez is now the hitter. And that
Oh,
ball is right over
Ball
third
down
base
down the left field line.
for a clean single. Bright holds it for second base. Smart play there. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now Ashley Lewis, the number 3 hitter's up with runners on first and second, no out. If this was the first inning, and I remember asking you this in the first inning, you know, is she going to bunt? But down 4-0, I don't know. I think I'd let her hit here.
Especially you've seen her one time now. Let's see what she can do.
Oh, the line drive to the pitcher who
Oh.
catches it.
And doubles them up.
Trainee doubles up Bright at second base. Well played.
Pitcher does a great job here of catching the ball, keeping her composure, and getting the second half of the double play.
Being aware.
Absolutely.
Ashley Lewis is a shortstop, is now the hitter with a runner on first base. Trainee attacking the strike zone, goes up. 1 strike. Great pitch.
Absolutely. What's also a double dagger on that last place is you lost the runner in scoring position, besides the getting 2 outs.
No balls, 2 strikes, way ahead in the count. Trainee's way ahead in the count. And Lewis is just hoping to stay alive here. Try to keep the inning going a little bit. Good pitcher's pitch. Go ahead and see if she'll chase up, she'll go up the ladder. Another good pitch, right? That was outside.
It's not a ball that's going to get hit very hard if it's hit at all.
And then you can't take a chance and not swing at that. I mean, and Lewis, you know, to her credit, I mean, got a bat on it, and like you said earlier, lives to fight another day. Kind of off the end of the bat.
Oh, well played by the shortstop.
Shallow fly ball to short for the 3rd out. So we are through 2.5, and we are going into the bottom of the 3rd inning with Torrance leading 4-0.
Well,
here's that play again. Looks like right off the end of the bat.
good drop step by the shortstop. I think this time of day, the sun could be a factor. That was a big play.
So we are seeing an entirely different Torrance team. They're up early, putting a lot of pressure on Scotts Valley.
Well, I'm really impressed with both pitchers. They're showing a lot of composure. They're not getting rattled.
Sousa's done a nice job. Some timely hitting by Torrance, taking advantage of situations. But I think the story right now has got to be training. What she's been able to do.
Yeah, totally different performance than previous game.
By the way, this was for those people who are listening out there. There are 36 teams in this tournament. 36 teams in this tournament. 26 of them were from California. So we definitely have a California flavor. Leading off for Torrance in the bottom of the third inning, Willow Reyes. Ball's down and in, gets away from the catcher.
Fortunately, nobody on base. No harm done.
Last time up. That's a pop to the pitcher. 4-1 down. Brings up Allie Lawrence. Believe she struck out.
That's correct.
First time up.
Just, it's been a game where there's not been a lot of strikeouts. Ball's been put in play, but both teams have been making a lot of plays.
That is true. You know, and that keeps. It's nice when pitchers throw strikes, and the ball's put in play, and the game has a great pace.
Defense can definitely get in their rhythm as well.
So Lawrence takes ball one. Gonna bunt. So's all over it. She did a great job of getting to the ball, gathered herself, and then threw it away at first base. So that is going to be an error on the pitcher, and it's a two-base error. She's made her job a little tougher out there. Now she needs to come back and try to get this second out and get ahead of this.
Yep, she's got to have a real short memory, flush that, and go get this one.
Yep, and Emma Traney, the pitcher for Torrance, is up, so she can really help herself right here. And
little C&I single in the 5-6 hole.
It's a base hit. That helps her out. Runners on first and third with one out. Stubbs is now the hitter.
Cassidy walked last time. Let's see if she gets a little bit more aggressive here with ducks on the pond.
I'm guessing that she will. She'll be looking to hit and drive in a run.
Bust this.
That's a fake bunt, and we're going to let the runner steal second base.
So now we have two runners in scoring position, but we trade a strike for a base runner advancing.
And I'm guessing, Steve, as a coach, you'll trade a strike one for a free base anytime.
They'll give it to you.
Runners in second and third. 1-1 count. Stubbs in a really good situation right here, and Sosa is a little tougher situation, and unfortunately one that she kind of put herself in.
Yeah, she's got to take a moment, maybe step off the rubber, breathe a little bit, and come back, find a strike. Her team needs that right now.
And it kind of, her body language says that play before is still bugging her. And this is a good timeout by the coach. It's a good visit.
And that's hard for pitchers. They internalize so much of the pressure to begin with, and you know it's hard for them to learn to try to mask that frustration. Don't give away any positive energy to the other team.
Especially at 14, you know the getting rid of that, moving on to the next thing is really difficult. And I think that's what's happening right now. This is just a visit to say, hey, everything's fine. Let's just get this person out.
Yep.
And stop the bleeding.
Guys, we've been here before. We're going to be just fine. Let's go make the plays you're capable of making.
But boy, Stubbs is definitely in the driver's seat right here with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And she'd like nothing more than to make this 6-0. 3-1. Selectively aggressive right here. Look for something that you want to hit.
Load up on your pitch.
That ball was on the inner half, and not a bad pitch to swing at. Looked like got on the handle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is a big out for Souza.
She went to full count last time before she got her walk.
Souza would like nothing better right here than get a strikeout.
She does not need a log jam on the bases.
It's a battle. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good news, it was foul ball. Bad news, any ball that's fouled off straight back usually means the pitcher wasn't very far off from hitting it hard.
That is going to drop in for a base hit to left field. Run scores. Left fielder comes up, throws third base. Ball gets away from the third baseman. No advance. Cassidy Stubbs comes through.
Had a girl.
Drives in a run. Score right now is 5. Torrance 5 and Scotts Valley 0. Looks like we are probably going to get a pitching change right here. Torrance has put a lot of pressure here. This is kind of one of those deals where, you know, it's probably the right call to take her out, but it wasn't like she was. They weren't exactly hitting shots.
No, not at all. And there's so many things to go into when you make a pitching change. Besides just the score and the situation, it's how fresh is the kid coming in? How warm are they? She's got a full count. Goes down, drives the ball, gets it into the green, where we get it. She gets an RBI and we advance a runner. It's clutch hitting.
So Scarlett Finn is now going to come in and pitch. Scarlett was our first base person.
I'm trying to find out who's now at first base.
We didn't hear who was now at first, so we'll try to pick up a number for you.
Doesn't look like it was. It looks like it was just a move people around thing. We'll see. I haven't heard if there's been a substitution. So we got runners at first and third. After watching almost 1.5 games of Torrance, I would imagine we're going to.
Caleb Brown, the left fielder, has moved into first base. So we've established that Caleb Brown is now at first base for Scotts Valley. We are still trying to determine who the left fielder will be. Jada Magana is now the hitter with runners on first and third. She comes up swinging, hits a ball.
There's trouble in right field.
Ball that probably should have been caught is dropped in right field. It would have been a good play, but it certainly should have been a play that was made. That ball drops in. Jada finds herself at second base.
And earns herself an RBI.
Cassidy Stubbs now at third, so we've got runners on second and third, 1 out. And that brings up Emily Robledo. Well, that is not, you're coming into pitch, and that's not what you want to have happen. The ball's up.
Yeah, you got runners in scoring position.
This is big right here. I mean, with second, third, if they can get another run here. Man, I tell you, it's starting to build up fast.
She certainly needs something good to happen for herself here.
And boy, the whole attitude has changed. I mean, you watch her right now, and she's, as a hitter, she's taken the last 2 pitches, but boy, her countenance is to attack the ball. She wants to hit.
Definitely appears she's got a plan.
And I'll be honest with you, I never saw that coming.
Nope.
The square rounded bunt. 2 balls, 1 strike. She's way ahead in the count.
Unless they're just trying to rattle the pitcher because she's, fairly new in the game.
So 2-1, 1 out. Second, third. There's ball 3.
Well, the one consolation for the pitcher should be that she has a base open at first. So.
And the leadoff hitter on deck, Aaliyah Easley. Boy, that ball was hit well. Just fouled down the right field line. Just outside of first base.
Did a good job taking that ball where it was pitched. Unfortunately, just a little foul, as you said.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, I tell you what, she would like right now to get a strikeout. And she does.
There we go. Way to come back.
So Scarlett Finn comes through with a big strikeout right there.
Okay, we are back up.
2 down. That brings up our leadoff hitter, still with runners on second, third, Aaliyah Easley.
The first base is still open, so she's got her short game available to her.
And there it is, and they'll never get her.
Nope.
But our runner held. With 2 outs, I don't understand that one. But
yeah, the coach and the player were having a conversation about that, and you notice the runner at second was all the way to third. She didn't expect for her to not to go either.
Wow, that's a big mistake right there.
All right.
The good news is that brings up pretty good hitter in Sarah Silvestri.
Yeah, she's
shortstop.
She's had 2 hits so far.
Takes strike 1.
It's always a good feeling when you have bases loaded and the hot bat up, if you're the offensive team.
Nice pitch. Right on the outside edge. Goes up 0-2. That takes it to 1-2. Ball was up. She'd like to end this one with a strikeout too. Ground ball to the right side.
Whoa.
Boy, oh boy, that was
harder than it needed to be, right, Brian?
Yeah, ground ball to the second baseman and made a nice play, but she came up and kind of handcuffed the first baseman, threw way too hard for that short a throw.
Yeah, she had to pick the ball from about 4 feet away.
So, at the end of 3 innings, the score, Torrance 6 and Scotts Valley 0.
Second baseman goes hard to the ball, comes up, and just throws a little dart at her kneecaps.
Yeah, first baseman made a really, really good play right there.
And I think it's just one of those things where you come up with the ball and you breathe, hey, I got all the time in the world, and you aim it rather than throw it.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Trainee can continue her magic.
Yeah, indeed, she's been on fire.
So let's take a minute here during this exciting game and go to our sponsors.
Who was our pitcher last time?
Welcome back, and we are headed into the top of the 4th inning with Torrance out of California leading 6-0 over Scotts Valley. So far, it has been all Emma Trainey, the pitcher for Torrance. She has done a great job, has handcuffed Scotts Valley, and been in complete control.
And, you know, she hasn't, I think maybe he's had 2 strikeouts. She's moving the ball around, trusting her defense, and they're just not able to get a bat on the ball real hard.
Maddie Ginn's our first hitter for Scotts Valley. For those of you not familiar, here's a shot. Nice play at third base.
Oh,
nice
my.
play. Boy, Maddie Ginn hit that ball very well. And our third baseman for Torrance, Allie Lawrence, made a very good play, throwing her out of first base for the first out. And I'll tell you that we've given a lot of credit. I've given a lot of credit to Emma Trainey. Emma Trainey right now appreciates her third baseman a lot.
It's a lot easier to throw strikes and challenge hitters when you feel like the 8 other kids got your back.
Yep. Kayla Brown's now the hitter. And Kayla is the hitter that hits home plate with, as part of her between pitch routine. There's a ground ball. Nice play at shortstop. Holy cow, that is a beautiful play. That ball was hit hard. She had to go to a knee. She got to her feet, gathered herself, and made a good throw to first base.
Boy, Torrance is definitely in the defensive zone.
Next up, number 59, Bree Miller.
Bree Miller's our hitter.
That was Sarah Silvestri, the shortstop, who made the great play last.
There's a base hit up
There
the
we
middle.
go.
Good strong line drive, solid line drive back up the middle. But I'll tell you, if you're going to give up that line drive up the middle, give it up with 2 outs and nobody on base.
There you go. And a 6-run lead.
Maddie Terra comes up. The DP.
Just a bit outside.
There's a ball hit around the right field line. That's going to be trouble.
That'll drop.
Then again, now gets by the right fielder. Miller's coming home to score on the error on the right field. And Maddie Terra ends up at second base.
To score that a single, and she advances a second on the air, and importantly gets them their initial run, so she gets an RBI. Congratulations.
Okay, that puts Scotts Valley on the board, and that's going to be a big pick-me-up right there. 2 down. Tough break for Trainey. That's a good swing. Emily Dumont is the hitter. The first swing for her, she was getting after it. That's a good aggressive cut.
You can see the kids coming up now with a little bit more confidence, and hey, I'm going to get me a hack.
Yeah, I've seen her now once, and now I kind of know what's coming.
And good things happen when you can string some hits together.
1 ball, 1 strike. Routine back to the pitcher, nicely played. Trainey takes care of the throw over to first base. That ends the top half of the 4th inning. However, Scotts Valley does pick up a run. The score, mid-4th, Torrance 6, Scotts Valley 1.
Hits this ball off the end of the bat. Pitcher does a good job of fielding it, takes her time. And how many times, Brian, have we seen a pitcher do a great job fielding the ball and get up and rush their throw unnecessarily?
Well, and you know, it used to be quite common for pitchers to almost not even be a fielder. They tended to sometimes look at it like my job is pitching, and you know, I I'm not a defensive player, and boy, I'll tell you, if you've got a pitcher that can play defense, it makes so much of it. I mean, you can pick up a couple, 3 outs on ground balls back to first base, or excuse me, back to the pitcher. You know, easy outs at first. It makes a big difference.
You know, how many times have you seen or coached a kid where that because they spend so much time pitching, they literally have trouble throwing overhand?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's true. So here's now, if I'm coaching Torrance, what I want right now is we need to get that run back. I don't want to let that run go unanswered.
It's a great point. We're going to start off with the 3-hitter.
Pepe is the hitter. He's the DP, and by the same token, Scarlett Finn knows that she's got to hang a 0 up. Giving up a run right now, take the wind right out of their sails. There's our. We said last time up that she was such an aggressive hitter, and she took a couple pitches, and that's the young lady right there that we've seen over the last game and a couple at-bats. Free swinger, wants to hit the ball.
And that's why you're probably in the 3 spot, Brian.
Yep. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm guessing she's the kind of hitter that when solid contact's made, the ball can travel a bit. That's a good take. She's gotten better too, because that was a pitch she was swinging at earlier. Two balls, 1 strike. Hitters count.
Come right back, Scarlett Finn. Good job.
That was a good job, and I tell you, I think that's probably right at the upper edge of the.
Maybe 2 inches lower than the pitch that was a ball.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A tough pitch, low and in. She managed to foul it off.
Right, she's got fast hands.
She does have good hands. Because that ball is not one that most kids get to. Still 2-2. No outs. Bottom of the 4th. Torrance up 6-1.
Well, I tell you, Chrissy in her 3 at-bats has seen about 20 pitches. I mean, at some point, the pitcher's not going to have anything new to show you.
Exactly. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Something's got to give here. And it gave in Chrissy's favor. She takes ball 4 down to first base. That brings up Willow Reyes. Willow can run. Coaches are trying to determine if they want a pinch runner for Chrissy.
I believe she had a bunt. She had a bunt for a single last time.
Looks like we may get a sub. Nope, we are.
Yep. That is
Maddie Cordoba, the flex.
Okay.
Is going in to
Number
run.
13.
The flex player can go in and run for the DP. I would guess after this inning, the DP is going to go back in. So Willow takes a ball. Showed bunt there. And bunt would not be necessarily a bad play here to try to get that run back.
Put somebody in scoring position. Put pressure.
Foul ball.
Ooh. You want to use the hand with the glove on it, darling. That'll sting some.
That evens count. 1 apiece. Do you bunt again, Steve?
Boy, I haven't been right yet today, so.
I was going to say that takes that pitch high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. That first bunt attempt didn't look real solid. But where her hands are right now, I'm guessing it might be it may very well be a bunt again. Yep.
Yep. Good call. Ooh.
Oh, she's a third baseman. I think if she'd have let that go, it may have gone foul. She went ahead and touched the ball while it was directly on the line. Bunt for a base hit. We've got runners now on first and second.
Unfortunately, she touched it just as the voice out of the dugout said, "Let it go foul."
Yeah. That brings up Allie Lawrence, our third baseman. First and second. Okay, Coach, do you bunt now?
You know,
We don't need to. That takes that off the table.
I was about to say they're not afraid to use a small ball.
So the wild pitch moves runners into second and third. And
now we're in a tougher position if I'm the pitcher.
yeah, that was outside. Tell you that earlier in the game, they ran that suicide squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, not the safety squeeze. That may not be a bad play right here. Got good speed at third. Or that's a better play. There's a base hit to right field.
There you
Runner
go.
scores from third. Runner from second holds up. Now we got the runner advancing on a bad throw from right field.
There we go.
That was a shot. She hit that ball very well.
Boy, that's textbook. You got runners in scoring position. You hit the ball to the right side. Well done.
I thought that was a good play to hold her up at third base, too. I mean, you've got right now no outs. There's no reason to make your first out at home plate.
Absolutely. You don't make the first out at home or the last out.
So that brings up training. She could help herself big time right here.
She had a base hit to the left side last time.
In fact, she gets a base hit here, and if she's lucky enough to score both runners, that gives you the 8-run lead, and she's got to hold Scotts Valley in the top, and that would be the ball game. So, oh, that should score a run. Whoa.
They got two.
Wow. So that ball was hit to the shortstop, who I certainly thought she was going to throw at the first base.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the runner broke from third. Here it is right here.
Comes the shortstop.
And then that is a tough throw.
That's aggressive base running, and then the other girl just wheels and keeps coming.
Yeah, I think the more impressive base running, like you said, was the second runner.
Yeah.
Who just kept going, and Coach May probably deserves a little credit on that as well. So we got Cassidy Stubbs up. Emma Trainey, second base. Good, got the second on that. Wow. Stubbs takes strike one. So we've got an 8-run lead right now. Scotts Valley will have to score. Check swing by Stubbs. No ask for help. Catcher's asking the umpire if he would ask for help.
He doesn't seem to be having it, Brian.
No, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to do that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, that's a big cut. Cassidy expanded the strike zone quite a bit right there. That ball was low, and I think she's probably
got a little excited there, I think.
Exactly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She's looking to drive in another run. There's a pop fly off the handle to the third baseman. Maddie Jin pulls it in.
All righty. 23.
Jada Magana is coming up. Catcher.
Who's had 2 base hits.
2 base hits. Good
Seeing
person
the
to have
ball
up
well
right
today,
now.
yeah.
Takes a strike.
Speaks a lot to Miss Finn to come back and start off with a strike, answer right back.
Yeah, that was a tough pitch. It just came right at her. Takes a ball, showed bunt.
So my answer from now on, are they going to bunt? I'm going to say probably yes.
Are you going to say that after the
After
actually
that,
bunt?
absolutely.
Jada took a hack right there.
Those were 2 good pitches.
Very good pitch. Kind of tied her up a little bit. It looked like 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not in a place that she wanted to handle.
Scarlett threw 2 very good pitches right there. Comes back with a changeup, gets a weak ground ball to the first, back to the pitcher, who throws it away at first base. That's another situation right there where she got the ball. She needs to, by the way, go out, just gather herself, take a deep breath, because she got the ball. There's an easy out at first base.
And she needed that out more than she needed getting the lead runner.
And then she looks over, and that takes her away from where she should throw, and then she throws it away at first base.
And she lost her center of balance. Her legs were all spread out. She was all akimbo, if you will.
So we've got runners on first and third. Katie Gutierrez has come in, and she's going to hit for Emily Robledo. Score now is 9-1 in favor of Scotts Valley. We have runners on first and third. Still 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Fake bunt still. Yeah.
It was a fake.
My initial thoughts were correct. She just was a little delayed in her execution.
It was a fake bunt, and she was supposed to be stealing and didn't seem to realize it until after the ball got to the catcher's glove. But the catcher had made up her mind she wasn't going to throw it in any case.
Yep.
Okay. That's again, Finn comes back with a tough pitch on the inside part of the plate.
Lately, that's been her go-to pitch. She's
Yeah.
been throwing that breaking ball inside, making a living there.
1 ball, 2 strikes with runners on second and third. I'm looking at the scoreboard for those unfamiliar. The time limit, we are within 3 minutes of the time limit on this game. Scotts Valley needs to get this out, because I believe if we start the next inning, then we have to complete it.
Have to complete the inning.
So Gutierrez is down, no balls, 2 strikes. Had a pretty good cut right there. She is coming off the bench, and she'd like to contribute. She'd kind of like to join this hit parade that's taking place. Second and third still. Ball was up. And she strikes out swinging. That we have some confusion here. I had that as 3 strikes. The umpire behind the plate apparently kind of lost a strike. Partner at third helped him out.
My non-official book had 3, but I always question my counting skills.
So the strike after the strikeout, that makes it 2 outs. Runner still on second and third. Now we have our leadoff hitter, Aaliyah Easley. Laid down a beautiful bunt last time.
Yeah, she's had a good day seeing the ball, good bat control, great speed.
Last time she laid down a beautiful bunt, and for some reason, whatever reason, not sure, there was some confusion at third base, and the person at third didn't come home, and I think the coach his blood pressure went up a little bit. So we got 1 ball on the batter. We got 1 minute left on the scoreboard. I'm not as familiar, Steve. Does the game just stop?
You know, I don't know if it's drop dead. I don't think it's drop.
Ball 2. Okay, so the word that I'm getting is that after the clock runs out, they go 1 more inning. I've got to say that I'm not used to going to games where they have a clock ticking down on the scoreboard. Kind of feels like a basketball game. 3 balls, no strikes on the batter easily. Who takes ball 4.
You have to manage a 32-team tournament in a timely fashion.
That loads the bases and brings up a really good hitter, Sarah Silvestri.
Who's having a day, no doubt. She's hit safely every time she's been up. She's 3 for 3.
And there she goes again.
She
Base
did
hit off the tip of the second baseman's glove. Scores 2. That takes the score to 11-1.
Silvestri did a really good job of staying, keeping her hands inside the ball. She's got a good swing.
She's a good hitter. I think that, and the thing is, I'm guessing that, I mean, she's not a real big girl.
No.
But boy, she's a good hitter and controls the strike zone very well. Looks like we've got a substitution of sorts or some type of adjustment taking place. Not sure what's happening.
I don't know that Torrance has anybody else to put in.
I was going to say they don't have any more subs as far as I know.
It doesn't appear they're changing pitchers, Brian.
Well, the coach, I'm hoping not, because it was the
Oh,
Torrance
that's true.
first base coach. I don't think he's allowed to go.
But make the game a lot simpler. We got to hit that kid. Can you put somebody else in?
Think how many games, Coach, you'd have won over the years if you could have just called timeout and changed the other kid's pitcher, or the other team's pitcher. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Silvestri's still on first base.
Okay,
Well, score's still 11-1, and we are.
I think.
Oh, Matt, there we go.
Yeah,
There's
the
our
flex
change.
is now hitting for the DP.
The flex is now the hitter for the DP. Maddie Cordoba is now the hitter.
So they played their last card, so to speak.
Yes, Chrissy Pepe comes out of the game. Finn pours across the strike. Cordoba shows bunt, bunts it foul. No balls, 2 strikes. To be honest with you, when you're up 11-1, you know, you sub the guy, you know, and she gets a chance to hit. My bias would be let her have a hack.
Exactly.
Takes a called 3rd strike, and that will end the 4th inning with Scotts Valley now leading 11-1.
Torrance.
Or excuse me, Torrance leads 11-1 as we head into the top of the 5th. If Torrance can hold this lead,
then they're 3 outs away from this game being over for because of the run rule.
yeah, they have to, if they give up 3, then we still play, correct?
I believe so.
But then we run into the time issue.
Because of the time issue and they're ahead, there's no reason for them to hit.
So this bottom line here is that
if they don't tie it, the game is over.
Yeah, Scotts Valley's got to score 10. And I've seen no indication from Ms. Trainey that she's going to give up 10.
No, I got to think she's feeling pretty good about things right now.
I mean, they've done a lot of good things, and they've had people hit the ball. Silvestri's done a great job hitting the ball, and you know, Easley's done some things. But I think she's got to be the story of the game. You know, I mean, come back and only give up 1 run.
She's been, like I said, assertive there. She's got good energy. She's putting the ball in play. Her defense is playing solid behind her, which makes them feel good, which makes her feel even better.
And a lot of fairly weak outs. Ground balls to pitcher, ground balls to shortstop. I mean, you know,
I can't really remember a whole lot of really sharply hit balls other than Silvestri.
So Scotts Valley leads off with the leadoff hitter, Kalea Bright. Probably what you'd like, where you'd like to be if you're in this situation, is right at the top of the order. Picks ball 1.
She's got on an air and a bunt single previously.
Ball's outside, ball 2. Got shadows now kind of covering the plate. Probably makes it a little bit more difficult for the hitters. Nice job fielding your position.
Done. Had to play the big hop.
Weak ground ball back to Trainee, who did a nice job fielding position. Made a great throw over to first base.
Nothing like getting the first out of the inning and the leadoff hitter.
Chrissy Pepe is now our first baseman. Boy, that's a good changeup. Kylie Alvarez, the second baseman. Now the hitter. Boy, that was a good changeup.
She changes speeds well, but she also throws it in a place that it's not real hittable. It's not much of the plate at all.
Ball's high, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a shot.
That's a sharply hit ball.
That was a shot. Kylie Alvarez hits a bullet past the third baseman. And now what you got, I'm sure they're being coached up that take no chances on the bases. We need 10 runs. We don't do anything silly. Number 35, Ashley Lewis, the shortstop, is now the hitter. Pretty good pitch, just missed. Boy, it's turned into a beautiful evening here, Steve.
It certainly has. Make it.
Weak ball hit to the second baseman. She kicks it. That's E4. But that puts runners on first and second. And I tell you that getting that leadoff out was huge. So you're doing all this right now with runners on first and second, but you got 1 out in the bank. The hitter now is Scarlett Finn, the pitcher.
This might have been a time, if I'm the manager, I circle up my kids and say, hey guys, we got to get 2 outs and we go home. Doesn't hesitate. So we got a sharply hit ball down the left field line, which scores the runner from second. The runner from first advances all the way to third.
The balls are shot, and I agree with you, Steve. Before that last pitch was thrown, I think I'd have called timeout, had a chat with everybody, say, hey, let's take a deep breath. This drives me crazy. There's only one guy out here that could have seen this play. So right here, she comes home on the scores. The third base umpire sees it, calls it, and now the coaches ask them to ask for help.
And I think part of that was he showed a little indecision before he made the call, but from my vantage point, she was safe.
She was safe. So now we've got runners on second and third. Maddie Ginn's the hitter, third baseman. And again, I think, it's one of those, I'd go out and have a chat. I think.
Calm your kids down, remind them, back your outfield up, let nothing down the line.
That should be an F7, that should be a routine.
There we go.
They'll tag up and score, doesn't hurt you, no big deal. 2 down.
And again, at this point, you'll trade an out for a run.
You bet. Especially when we've got, what are we, 11-3 now.
Now, and you don't have to worry about the eight runs anymore because this is the last inning unless they tie it.
Kayla Brown, now the hitter. Third baseman. First baseman, excuse me. There's another shot, though, down the left field line. She hit the heck out of that ball. Run's going to score. Scarlet Finn scores on that base hit. But again, as Steve said, one run at a time, you're going to have to do this for a long time before you get back in, before you tie that game. So trade, just get outs. That's all that matters.
I might move my third baseman back a little here.
Bree Miller's the hitter. There's your
There we
last
go.
out right there. So that right there is the third out. The game will end on a time limit call. Final score is Torrance 11 and Scotts Valley 4. Steve, that was quite a turnaround. I mean, that's 180 degrees for Torrance from the game we saw just prior.
Absolutely. Final out of the game, our shortstop makes a nice play on a routine line drive, ends the game. But your point is well taken. Torrance could have went in the tank, or they flipped the switch, and they flipped the switch and played lights out softball. Really,
They really did. I got to give their coaches a lot of credit. I don't know what took place between games, but that was a team that went on at the end of their game. The previous game, they were down and feeling pretty low, and they came out and played a really good game here.
so they've earned an opportunity to get to play some more.
And I don't know. I don't have the bracket in front of me. I don't know if that'll be tonight or does that go to tomorrow. But the Torrance team gets to keep playing.
Okay. So we will see Torrance tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with an opponent yet to be established.
Be nice to be able to go home, get some rest, get a little dip in the pool, I'm thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, that will bring our broadcast of the 14B softball tournament, Salem, Oregon, to an end. For my partner, Steve Norris, wishing you a very good evening.